Welcome to 4 ways to reduce costs and increase IT value with a modern service desk. A webinar presented by SunView Software, a part of our ITSM Insight series. My name is Justin Rue. I'm a product marketing manager here at SunView Software, and I'll be walking you through the presentation today. So let's get started. On the agenda, we're going to be speaking about why you might want to upgrade your service desk. We'll go over some reasons and overall benefits and value you might get from upgrading your service desk. We're going to spend the bulk of our time talking about 4 functions that really we feel differentiate a more modern service desk from a more legacy solution. So I wanted to kick off the presentation today with a quote that we feel kind of encompasses the theme of this presentation. 71% of IT organizations believe that the perception of IT is dependent on their service desk. That's according to Gartner. But really, what I take away from this is, what I want my organization to feel about my service desk is that it's a more modern solution with the tool set that I need to actually service my organization at a high level, and also that we're getting good value for it. And what I mean by that is specifically, in cost. We want to make sure that we're not breaking the bank to get the features that we feel we should be getting with a more modern solution. So some reasons why you might want to upgrade your service desk. Well, obviously improving usability with a more modern solution is important, making sure that access for both staff and requesters, is just overall more usable and more easy to navigate. Powering productivity for our IT staff. We want to give them more advanced tools and automations to do that, to be more productive. Support business processes beyond IT, so we'll touch on some different examples we're seeing in the field, and really trying to find areas where we can make more of a positive impact in the organization, not just in IT with those standard ITIL processes. And at the end of the day, lowering overall costs, that's always a huge focus for any organization when it comes to their service desk, making sure that we're getting the right tools for the right cost. So the first function that we wanted to focus on today was a modern user experience. We want that to be built on that modern technology fitting different types of devices that people are using today. We want to make sure that it's more adaptive and responsive. It should be easy to navigate. It really should be very intuitive in how you can get around the product and find the tools that you need. Self-customization and access anywhere we're going to get to here in the next slide, but just to touch on it at a high level, self-customization really refers to we shouldn't be customizing or configuring anything in the product with coding. We should be trying to do all that codelessly as much as possible in a more modern solution. And access anywhere, obviously mobile, we want to get work done on just about any device that we can and anywhere that we possibly may need to get work done. So we're going to get into some of the more advanced productivity tools with our second function. We're going to start with codeless automation. So workflow actions, SLAs, and rules, ticket routing, and even if some of those day-to-day kind of more mundane requests that we have to enter in manually, we should be able to automate those types of things to make our workforce more efficient. You'll notice codeless in the top there, codeless automations. Again, something we'll be referring to throughout the presentation. So dashboards and reporting would be our next one, and really where we want to focus there, again, creating reports codelessly, so we don't want to have to refer to third-party systems or expertise to put those reports together. We should have a personalized interface with drag-and-drop widgets, and also we should have pre-configured personas because not every level of the organization is going to need to focus on the same data, day-to-day to make sure that they're getting their work done. A personalized workspace utility. So centralized ticket task and views. What we mean by that is there should be one central location where all of our employees can use on a day-to-day basis to see what their responsibilities are. Tickets, tasks, they should see heads-up KPI scorecards to make sure that they're moving towards their metrics and staying on pace. And also some search capabilities so they can have one central location where they can actually focus on all of their responsibilities as opposed to having to pop from module to module in different interfaces. So getting back to that self-customization, we'll dig a little deeper into that. You should be able to modify fields and forms as well as even workflows in a codeless manner. Again, we want to talk more about less reliance on coding expertise, expensive consultants, third parties to help us do the things that we should really be doing on our own and should be self-reliant to do. And finally, ubiquitous access. Really, a native app for iOS and Android should be mandatory. Web responsive design is big these days. Everyone's using different devices to get work done. Let's make sure that it fits that device and we're not scrolling or zooming in, things of that nature. And finally, secure connections from anywhere. If we're using cloud or SaaS types of apps, we should really be looking at ADFS support for that more secure connection. So the third function, business process extensibility. I know that's kind of a broad term, so we'll definitely dig into that some more. IT today really acts more as a tech advisor for the other segments of business within the organization. So what we mean by that is other segments of the business that may benefit from process improvement or even automations or just getting a new system that manages all of that for them. They're going to go to IT for some guidance and maybe even kind of a blessing. Can we go forward with a product? So with that, things you need to keep in mind is seamless process integration really enhances interdepartmental collaboration. So whether it's multiple systems that can all integrate together, or even better, one single platform that manages multiple processes for different segments of the business, that's significant. We want to make sure that everybody's on the same page, and if we can, we get them on one system, keeping that overall system maintenance, but also cost down as much as possible. And there's really one interface that everyone's learning throughout the organization, minimal training, things of that nature, a lot of benefits around that single platform. Some of the things that we're seeing out in the field, human resource requests for employee onboarding and offboarding, project portfolio management is really going to help you with that resource utilization and just kind of understanding scheduling and where all your resources are. Also, facilities requests, want to make sure we want to keep the lights on and keep our environment safe within our facilities. And finally, purchasing requests. All of these at some point need to tie into IT, so why not get them involved on that single platform or where we have just different business segments coming together and integrating more seamlessly. And the fourth function is flexible licensing options. So we want to focus on the flexibility to choose the delivery model, whether it be on-premises or SaaS offerings, but also we want to talk about named and concurrent staff user licenses. So that should be able to be flexible and mix and match. What we mean by that is you shouldn't be locked into just named or just concurrent. We should be able to really set up that configuration to benefit our organization and maximize our licensing investment. So staff user licenses should also be accessing any module in the system. We don't want to lock it down to, here's an incident license, here's a change license if we're following ITIL. You have to purchase those separately. If you purchase a user license, you should be able to grant them access to any module that you own. And then we also want to make sure our requesters are free and unlimited. With a modern solution today, we shouldn't be licensing our hundreds or thousands of requesters that are coming into the system every day and submitting requests to our organization. Finally, upgrades should be included, so we'll talk about new version rights. You shouldn't be paying for the next latest and greatest version of your system. That should be included in your annual maintenance. You want to make sure that you have access to all the features and functions that, all the innovations that are coming out on an annual basis as well without having to pay extra. So to wrap this up, I want to make sure to provide some solid talking points. Hopefully this will stir up some conversation in your organization. We want to increase staff productivity and lower service desk costs by implementing a more modern system. The four key functions we focused on were the user experience, those advanced productivity tools. We want to talk about the extensibility of our business processes outside of IT. We also want to focus on the flexible licensing to make sure that we're not getting locked into anything these days that we may not want to get locked into. There should be a lot of flexibility in your system's licensing. So again, hopefully this stirs up some conversation within your organization, but if you do have a project or maybe it stirs up just enough conversation that you need more information, we'll go to our final slide here and talk about SunView Service Desk offering. Change Gear Service Desk Edition. Please go to our sunviewsoftware.com/learn page. We have a ton of resources out there for you to learn more about our system. And really, again, it fits every feature and every need that we've just covered here, and we'd love to talk to you more about it. If you'd like to speak with a sales representative to get more information on pricing or functionality or maybe schedule a demo, sales@sunviewsoftware.com is the place to go for that. Thank you very much for spending your time here today. Again, please visit us, sunviewsoftware.com/learn.